In this video, we are revisiting the Beatles database, and we are going to make what was previously a bridge table. We're going to sort of elevate that into a class. Okay, so we have basically three entities: song, album, and artist. And we're going to assume that there's a one-to-many relationship between songs and albums. Then a song is on one album, and an album has many songs, and that the relationship between song and artist is many to many. A song is written by many artists. Um, John and Paul are often credited as co-writing. Sometimes they did co-write, and then they're often credited. They are usually credited as co-writing songs. And an artist writes many songs. Okay. And previously, we made the relationship in the database. The relationship is made by a bridge table. And here in SQLAlchemy, the last time we explicitly had a bridge table, in the SQLAlchemy code. And now we're going to turn that into a class. So we have our normal. You can see here, the table is in my imports is sort of a faint, and that's because I should have taken it out, and that I'm not really using it because I switched to make that a class. Okay. I am using the operating system module to make sure I sort of know where I am in terms of I'm going to read some data files, but also where I'm going to put my database. And I have the declarative base. Okay, so here is what was a bridge table and now is a class, but there is still a table underneath. And so I'm calling the class artist song bridge, but it's often referred to as an association. I'm used to the term bridge. There is the underlying table. It's going to be called artist underscore song underscore bridge underscore table. I'm giving it an ID, which is the primary key. I could leave that out and make the artist the sort of composite key of the artist ID and the song ID. I did not, but I could have. But those are both integer valued, and they are foreign keys to their respective tables. So you'll find an ID in the artist table. You'll find an ID in the song table. I had some previous versions of this there commented out. And then I am putting a constraint, a database constraint, that the artist song combination has to be unique. So I don't want any of the relationships, repeated in the table. So all right, here. So there's album. It has an ID, a title. The title is unique. There was an image file, and it has a relationship to song. Song has a table name. Song. It has an ID. It has a song title. It has an album ID. It has a constraint that the combination song title and album ID are unique, and it has a relationship, the many-to-many relationship between song and artist that is realized through the table. And the other side of this relationship I'm going to call wrote. So this one is written by, so the song is written by artists, and then the artist wrote a song. And so this is making explicit the one side of the relationship, song to artist. Before this, there's sort of now quotes. When it was a table, there weren't quotes. And before I was not using the relationship to populate the table. I was using like a table insert. Now I'm going to use the relationship to put data in. And so I say back populates, so that if I use either side of the relationship to put some data into the table, both sides of the relationship will know about it. So that's the back populates. So again, before when it was a table, I had view only, but now, and that makes it read only. So I could not use the relationship to insert data. But if I want to use the relationship to insert data, then I need to get rid of view only and put in the back populates. Okay. Here's my artist. It has an ID, first name and last name. I'm constraining that the first name, last name combination must be unique. And here's the other side of that relationship. There's a relationship from artist to song. Metadata session, usual stuff. I'm reading a data file and populating albums and trying to make sure I don't have any albums twice. So I want to be able to like run this file, create the database, and then if somebody clicks it again and runs this, it won't sort of add any new records. So that's what this existing album. Query the database, see if the album's there. If it is, forget about it, put an error message in the console, otherwise add it. Same thing here for Beatles song data. Make sure this, query the database. If the song is there, then don't add it. Okay, so this was old. And now I'm adding the artists. I'm looking for, I add all the artists together. So I'm only looking for if John's there, then I'm going to say I've entered the artist. And if not, then I'm going to enter all my artists. Instead of doing, I made all the artists, and then instead of one by one session adding them, which I was doing before, I'm doing a session and add all and adding sort of a list of artist objects. And of course, commit. Now here I'm getting the artist again, because remember, if I had run the code before and established my artist, I won't run this, I won't run the else, I'll be up here. And so I want to make, if that is the case, I want to make my artists as objects. So I make a John, a Paul, a George. And now I am using the song object and the artist object and then I'm using that relationship between them to populate my bridge table. So here I am querying the song. I saw her standing there. I have John and Paul. I append to the written by relationship. I append John, I append Paul, I commit. And if I've already done this, then I say I've already have it. And so I'm looking for, so I do a try except, and I'm looking for an integrity error. Same thing for the misery, same thing for ask me why, and same thing for don't bother me, except that's a George Harrison song. Query the song using the many-to-many relationship, get all the people who wrote that song and print them out, and then get John and query John, and then use the wrote relationship to get all the songs he wrote, which won't be all the songs because I'm too lazy to put them all in. Let's run it. And there we see, I saw her standing there, was written by Lennon and McCartney. Lennon wrote, I saw her standing there, misery and ask me why. They're the only relationships I put in. I've created the database, and there is the album, there is the artist, there's the artist song. I have 7 records for I saw her standing there. I have 2 for misery. I have 2 for ask me why. I have 2, and for don't bother me, I have 1. All right, and then there were the songs. I think it's 193 songs. Okay, and then just if I run it again, I get a bunch of messages about I already got that, but it didn't die and it didn't re-add anything. Here are let's go to the artists. It's still just the four of them. Artist song bridge, it's still just the seven connections and so on. So that's it for this one. Made the bridge table a class, association class or bridge class, and then set up the relationship so that it can be used to insert records into the bridge table. And that was that back propagate thing. So that was up in the relationship. So here's the artist. It had the root relationship, and it was back populating. Sometimes I say propagate, I'm sorry. So it connects the both sides of the relationship. It allows us to use the relationship to put data in, and it makes sure that both sides of the relationship understand the addition. That's it for this one. Thanks for your attention.